Hello everybody and welcome back to City Skylines, where we've got a bit of a plow crisis going on, as well as a lack of workers crisis going on in some of these more remote areas. So let's fix both of those this episode. I'm going to take a quick look at our plow coverage. Yeah, it looks to me like we could definitely use a plow service over here. So there we go. We've got one in this region. We've got one over here, but it's kind of far-flung for this area. So I'm going to place one over here as well. That is definitely way out of our power and water. So I will go ahead and extend our water to here, which I think should cover it. And then as far as power goes, we can just bring a line temporarily down here until our... Actually, that doesn't quite connect. Until our residential gets expanded to this area. So something along the lines of that should deal with our plow situation in theory. Maybe one more snow dump off over here. Kind of like that. Of course, that will need power as well. So we'll just run a power line kind of along here. Again, temporarily. Okay, there we go. So that should deal with our plowing issue. Now, as far as our not enough workers issue goes, we have pretty major residential demand right now. So I would like to go ahead and put in some residential over here. And this, in theory... Oh, this is a section of bridge. I do not want that to be a section of bridge. We are instead going to smooth this guy right on out if we can. And see if we can just make this be a little bit more gentle. Much better. Okay. There we go. So with that in place, that should provide hopefully enough workers for this industrial district here. Now this one still needs some workers of its own, so we will continue expanding in this region as well. And with this in, this power line should in theory no longer be necessary. Like that. And in theory, this power line won't be necessary either, but we'll see if they actually start developing this region. They actually are. Perfect. Okay, so we will bring our power line straight up to here. Okay, we are connected. Good, 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 good. Okay, so in theory, that should fix some of those issues. I believe our fire trucks have this under control. Maybe. It is kind of spreading. And our nearest station is over there. We should probably put a new one up right over here. Like that. Okay. Yeah, now that's under control. Fantastic. So we don't have much demand for much of anything right now, although there is a sick citizen over here, which makes sense because we don't have much for healthcare over here. So we should probably start building some residential infrastructure over on this side. I'll put in a medical clinic for right now, as well as... that was a crematorium, but I'll also put in a medical clinic for right now. And then we will put in an elementary school, as well as a high school. And technically, I don't think we need quite as much. Actually, yeah, we do need those power lines as they are. Okay. Well, in theory, that should do. I hope. Okay, so we do have abandoned buildings over here because of lack of workers. I'll just start getting rid of some of those. And our residential demand is currently completely gone. So we'll have to wait on additional residential demand. But in the meantime... Wait, there's a power issue? Hang on. Oh. This isn't connected? Ah, the lightning took it out. Okay, there we go. In the meantime, I would like to extend some of these roads here as we continue expanding our residential area over here. There is definitely some height issues over here. Just wondering what's going on here. I think I placed this road wrong. Okay, I know for a fact that this road was actually correct. This road is definitely correct. Oh, of course. This is a truncated one because of the border. Also known as I'm a Moron? Okay. So we'll do something along the lines of this, but I would like actually to smooth this before we expand to this area too much. And hope that we can get ourselves some reasonable coverage here. That would be a good thing. Okay, let's see how that's going. There's only 3 over here, which I'm not a huge fan of. Because it should go there, but we're not going to have coverage there because of the slope. And you can see that's a very steep slope indeed. So, I mean, maybe this would just be a less efficient area. This should be 1 block north of here. There we go. Okay, so maybe that'll have to do. I suppose that could be fine. Okay, this should be north, actually, not south. There we go. And we'll just put this up something like this. Excellent. And now we'll put roads up over here, and over here the roads should go much, much better. There we go. Excellent. Okay, so now we can expand our heat pipes in this region. And I'm just going to run them down like this, and up like this. Then we'll connect it in over here. And then something like that. And that. Excellent. There we go. That pretty much gives us the coverage we were looking for. There's still some abandoned structures over here. I'll go ahead and get rid of those since we have some industrial demand. There we go. We do seem to have largely solved our worker problem, although I do see that there's some crime over here. I'll put a customs office there. I'm sure it'll be fine. I know it's a police station. I'm pretending it's customs. Okay, we definitely have some death care issues going on up over here, along with potentially some health care issues. Let's take a look at what's going on here. We've got plenty of heal capacity. There are 0 patients at the hospital. Why are there 0 patients at the hospital? I have no idea. But we definitely need to pick up quite a lot of corpses. I mean, it could be that these are just old people dying. Well, let's take a quick look at our crematoriums. We dotted around here and there, but I mean, it's mostly picking them up that's the problem. I'll put a crematorium up here, as well as one perhaps right here. But overall, we've got childcare there. I do want to put up a childcare and an elder care over here. So we'll do a childcare here, and an elder care perhaps something like here. Okay. So in theory, this should sort itself out. I don't know why they're not using the hospital and why the hospital isn't dispatching ambulances. This budget should be fine. In theory. But it just doesn't seem to be being used. Maybe if we relocate it? Will that get it to start using the hospital here? Well, an ambulance just came, or no, somebody just came and parked at the hospital. It was a Jeep. I don't know. Seems a little strange. Regardless, the hearses should get this taken care of, eventually. As I forget that I can't middle click and drag in this game. At least if I want to pan the camera. Of course I can middle click and drag, but I wanted to pan the camera. So we should probably add in a connection over here. That's giving space already occupied. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this section of road, put in a connection here, and then do something like that. That'll do. And I'd also like to put in a connection right there.
Seems to me that there's a lot of you out there who might need the use of the law accounting, but that's not
that'll do.
Advice.
This connection can connect up like that. And then we could put in a road
unlicensed since 2005.
Like this. I mean, I hate it.
Hello, I'm your host Elle, and you're listening to Cities Radio. Sometimes
I really hate it.
And see what people are talking about. Here's one. Elle,
But
what are you doing this weekend?
I mean, it works. Kind of.
I think I might go to the zoo again and try to communicate with the
Of course, we're going to need to connect in this power.
But a cow kept telling me to move and I lost my
There we go.
So what are you listeners going to do this weekend? Drop us a line and let us know.
Yeah, I really hate it, but it'll do for now. And this is no longer connected up.
And get a child salmon entree free. You heard right. Bring in any
So do something like that. There we go.
And I mean any fish. Got a swordfish lying around? Bring it in.
Okay, so let's check in on this scenario over here. There's still not enough workers there. We've mostly solved the worker shortage up here, but not fully, it would seem.
Just enjoy your salmon $8.99 with our famous stew. So,
We definitely need to continue expanding our residential in this region. And we have a water issue spreading right now.
Hey listeners, you're tuned into
Let's
Cities
look into
Radio,
that.
where we've got the best music
Let's
for
see,
anyone
water
in the world.
availability is currently on the low side.
Think about it. How can we afford it? Anyway,
We could set up a new series of pumps that are physically distant from these pumps, so that we're less reliant on these all in one place in case something happens, like a tornado blows through or something. I mean, we do have our water tower over here, but what I'm thinking is we could put in another pump system along this shore here. And we'll just do 3 for now. And I want to check to make sure that this power is still connected. There we go. And then we'll just put in water lines. Like that. And that should do the trick. Now we'll have a sewage problem in a little while as we continue to grow. But that's easily handled. And yeah, there's a lot of abandoned structures over here because of lack of workers. That's exactly why we are building residential right over here. And in fact, I do want to make sure that this is connected here. and that this connects over here, basically parallel to this track. I also would like to put in a connection over here in some way. I'm just looking at how this is set up. This could be a one-way here, going like that. Then we'd have another one-way coming out over here, specifically to connect in there. I mean, I hate it. But it does relieve some of the traffic. Now this here, we do need a proper way off of here, going this direction. So I mean, we could, in theory, put it in like this-ish, where there's a direct way to connect in. And this would connect out like this. Of course, it'd be flipped around. And then it'd be taken down and connected in somewhere like this. I mean, again, I hate it, but like visually, I hate it. But it'll have to do for now, I guess. Like, yeah, I really dislike how this looks. This section over here, I would actually, I think, prefer it if it connected in over here, but we can't really do that. But I don't actually care about how this looks, right? All I want it to do is be functional, because I want to extract resources. Just got an achievement. That's always nice, but I want to activate the bulldozer tool? Thank you. I don't know if the Steam overlay was captured. Maybe. It was Water of Our Lives that we got. Which, oh, that's a lot of cubic meters of wastewater. Yeah, the Steam overlay is definitely not captured, so it was for treating 20 million cubic meters of wastewater with the inland water treatment plant. Okay. Excellent. Now, this definitely needs to connect up. We'll just do that. Okay. We've definitely got some traffic going on over here. There's no doubt about that. But that will get relieved as we expand our highway system to go this way, which we'll do as soon as we have this tile purchased, and it will also come down basically right here. Like, maybe in this 960 block, actually. So this section would be upgraded to highway. This cargo hub would have to move in that scenario, but that's fine. We can move it down here, and that's actually slightly more efficient. And we can expand this to cover this territory as well. But that's something that we're not going to do just yet. We are going to need to expand up over this way, and we'll put in 2 of these long blocks. And we'll go ahead and take this out. Make sure that this is connected right here. Excellent. All the residential. Now there is some demand for industrial, and we are going to expand our industrial exclusively for now in the Prior Rose Heights. So we would just do something like that. Excellent. Now, currently as far as exports go over here, our only source of exports are this cargo hub and this cargo train terminal. And the cargo hub is definitely preferred over the cargo train terminal by the AI, it would appear. So we may need a second cargo hub somewhere over here, perhaps, although that may not be able to reach. If I recall correctly, it couldn't. So let's see here. The cargo hub I mean, can't connect to route. Yeah, because it has to have a direct LOS with the route for some reason. Yeah, we would end up putting this cargo hub probably down here-ish? Something like that. So these train tracks are going to have to be migrated, of course. That's okay. Now this traffic is going fine. This traffic is fine now. This traffic is fine now. Yeah, it looks like our exports up here are going well. Hello, Megalopolis. So, that means that we can purchase this tile, which is the final tile. We cannot purchase any more tiles. However, we do have access to these trains now. And I want to go ahead and put in a couple of rail lines to connect us over there. I want to branch off right here. I'm going to use the curve tool for this. I want to branch off over here and connect in like that. And then I also want to branch off over here and connect in somewhere over this way. We're getting space already occupied here. I guess maybe we need to branch off here. But let's do this. Yeah, like that. Okay, so now we have additional connections via our rail lines over here. So that is ideal. We can now have trains go off this direction as well. So that's fine. Now, I don't think I'm going to bore you with the highway construction. I mean, maybe I will. I do like boring people, after all. It is getting close to the end of this episode, though, and I'm just thinking whether I want to expand this on camera or not. I mean, this is going to have to be substantially reworked into essentially one of these, although a three-way variant, which I don't actually have a good setup for, and this entire block is going to have to be taken out. Like, this entire section of our oil extraction industry is going to have to be removed and redone. Which is fine. I mean, I'd like to have this have better access, which is something that we're definitely going to do. Oh, we've got a bit of a police issue over here. I suppose we haven't put any police stations or firefighters over here, have we? We'll put in 2 police stations. Actually, that was firehouses. And we're going to put in 2 police stations as well. There we go. Excellent. That should solve that issue. Okay. And yeah, we'll bring a highway down here and over this way. And that will be the extent of our highway system. No more highways beyond that point. Of course, this train track is actually going to have to be redone when we do that, and we'll have to figure out where we want to connect that in. And this whole section over here as well. But overall, I think that will be completely fine, realistically. It is pretty much time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are, I think, going to expand our highway system. It'll just probably be the one episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And there's that sewage problem cropping up that I was talking about earlier. We'll fix that next episode. See you all then.